Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you don't know who I am Caitlin, and this is where I teach you everything I know about sewing and we learn more together along the way. Lots of inspiration, sharing my monthly makes, fitting adjustments, what's going on in the sewing world, things like that. All things I like to share. So if that sounds interesting to you, or are you just like hanging around, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Once you're subscribed, I will show up on your regular YouTube feed. And if you turn on notifications, you will get personal notifications every time I post a new video. And I appreciate each and every subscriber and viewer, even if you don't subscribe, and commenter. So if you have a second, leave a comment. Thank you so much. Let's get into this big video. So the outline of this video is going to be kind of a 2022 recap and then taking us into 2023 and what I have planned, my anticipations, and I guess my goals for the year. And then at the end, I'm gonna go over my Make 9 plans for the year. So a bit of a 2022 overview, recap type thing. A few things happened that were, I guess, life-changing, if I wanna be dramatic, but they did change my life. They did change my kind of a flow, what has happened in our life and what has happened for my YouTube channel. So first off, we ended up purchasing a rental property earlier in 2022. We took possession in May. So there was quite a large break there where I was not making videos because we were working on the rental property, getting it ready to rent. I'm happy to say we found a really great renter and it's been the same one ever since, and things have been going really, really well with that. But it did mean that I took a little bit of a back step from YouTube, as well as just like general illness like colds and things like that meant that I wasn't on YouTube. I couldn't film. I had this thing going on my face. Like there was things that prevented me from filming as much. As well as we did some really fun camping trips and just enjoyed summer. I finally had a garden again this year after a few years of not having one. So we were busy with that, the kids and I, with the actual garden, and then in the fall with putting it all up. So, you know, freezing, dehydrating, canning, all of the things. Also spent quite a bit of time foraging, which was amazing and really fun. Had some really, really good soul nourishing adventures this year as well. And all of that meant that I just kind of let YouTube go, I guess, a little bit. It didn't become a priority for me in that season of my life. So to be able to post now and still have viewers showing up and watching my videos, it really means a lot because you stuck with me through the ebbs and flows of 2022 and what it was. In 2022, I also stepped back completely from social media. So it started kind of by deleting the apps off my phone, Facebook and Instagram, and then I was just going on the computer. And as for Facebook, I really didn't want to be on there, but I was kind of organizing a fun slow pitch night, so I kind of needed Facebook as that was our form of communication. So once that was completely done at the end of August, I immediately canceled my Facebook account. Have not looked back, do not really miss it at all. The odd thing about like being able to be in community with other sewists, but to be honest, there was a lot of negativity there. And then Instagram kind of happened by accident. I did still like browsing Instagram, kind of seeing what was going on, what was new. And then they started just asking for my birthday. And not that it's a big deal, but it was just the last straw, and I just didn't want to do it. It was just too much, too personal, too invasive. Why do I need to give my birthday? You know, that kind of thing. And I understand it for, you know, younger people. That's important. But I was just not, I didn't need to be on Instagram, and that was just the last straw. So sometimes I'll like search a hashtag through Google and I'll be able to go onto Instagram and see photos. Other times it won't let me even see anything unless I put my birthday in. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I do miss Instagram a little bit for the inspiration, but not enough to get back into that world. My life is so much better. But that being said, I haven't been able to promote my videos as much. But on the flip side, I haven't been privy to the outside stresses or the outside influences of social media. So I haven't seen new pattern releases or, you know, fabric sales or anything like that. I've really just been myself. So any type of new things or whatever I want to find out, I have to do that on my own. So I either go to the pattern company website if I want to see what's new, or I watch YouTube videos, or I might be part of one company or another's mailing list, email list. And that's how I find out about stuff like that. And it's been so freeing and amazing. And it has mostly helped with my big goals of 2022, which were no fabric buying and no pattern buying. So at the beginning of 2022, I set my goal, no new fabric and no new patterns unless necessary. So patterns, I'm happy to report I did not buy any, at least to my knowledge. I can't remember, and I kind of was going through my patterns. I don't think I purchased any in 2022. Fabrics, I did purchase some for my brother's wedding. So my brother and his well, now wife, girlfriend at the time, they got engaged in 2022, and then they were going to have their wedding in 2023, but then they ended up pushing it up. You might have seen the videos where I was making their dresses. So I did have to buy fabric for that because I offered to sew for the flower girls. So I made my daughter's dress as well as their daughter, my niece. Those were two of the flower girls, and then their other niece was a third flower girl, but she had purchased a different dress. So I made those two dresses, and I also made a shirt for my son. He was the ring bearer. So I bought those fabrics, and I did buy an extra fabric because I wasn't sure what type of fabric my son was going to want for his shirt. So I do have that one extra fabric, but it will be made into a button-up shirt for him. That's what he wanted. And then I also bought that lingerie fabric. Oh my goodness. So that started out as a need, which was my caveat. It was if I need anything, and I needed new bras, and so I bought this lingerie fabric. At least that's how it started. I went on the LaBelle Sewing website, and lo and behold, they were having a massive blowout shop closing sale. So I bought a lot more than I needed and ended up buying some swim fabric, which I did need, but I haven't made any of the undergarments or the swimwear. So I kind of feel like I failed myself there. I mean, whatever, right? I did pretty good. And then sewing from my stash, everything else was sewn from my stash, even though I didn't do as much sewing in 2022 as I have done in previous years. So it doesn't really feel like my stash is getting smaller, but it does all fit into two of my drawers here. So I'm just gonna call that a win. And Shelf Sewing September actually took a break this year as well, and that was because, well, partly because of I just wasn't doing sewing and videos as much, but also because I wasn't on social media and I didn't know how to bridge that gap. So I am going to try to do it again this year, get some sponsors for some giveaways and things like that as well, and get back to Shelf Sewing September because I did miss it. And then I also want to touch on my goal of getting my industrial going. I do have a video on this, but not everybody maybe has seen it. I inherited my grandmother's sewing machine, and it's an industrial machine, and I was hoping to get it going and using it in 2022, and that just didn't happen, primarily because I just wasn't spending a lot of time in the sewing room. Also, it needs to be serviced, and I need to have the repair lady come in to do that, so I just didn't want to spend that money in 2022. This year I am hoping to do that again, and I also need to order some needles for it, and I think that would be kind of get me going, but also I need some machine oil. It uses an oil bath, so I need quite a bit of oil to fill that. I don't even know if it would be at the minimum level right now. So yeah, so that's kind of where that's at. And lastly, I want to touch on what I made in 2022. It wasn't a lot, but when I look back, I was like, oh, okay, I did more sewing than maybe I thought I did. So I want to touch on my 5 top makes, I guess. So first off is my rib knit dress, and I just love this thing. I wear it a lot. I feel like it's very comfortable and classic, I guess. It's really understated, and I've tried wearing a belt with it, and I don't like that. I just like it the way it is. I let those shoulders, that puff shoulder kind of talk, and that's really all. Maybe not the best silhouette for my figure, but I really do enjoy wearing it. That would definitely be a top make of mine in 2022. I also liked my Anything But Basic long sleeve shirt. I did add the cuffs to it, and I just love it. I wish I wore it more than I do. Because it's cream color, I think I save it for an occasion and don't want to wear it every day because I don't want to get it stained. But in reality, like, life is too short. I don't go out that much. I need to just be wearing these more casual, nicer clothes instead of grubby old t-shirts every day. So it's brought to the front of the drawer, and I'm hoping that I wear it more often now throughout the rest of winter here. Third thing I want to mention is my bud shacket. Now, I really like how this turned out. The sewing is beautiful. I like the fabric, but I just don't wear it as much as I thought I would, and I don't know what it is. It's not like a long shacket because I don't like the proportions that gives me. So I made it a shorter hip length shacket, and I wear it more as like something like this, like a topper or a layering piece. And I think part of the problem is that it is wool and it is a little itchy, so I should wear a long sleeve underneath of it where that anything but basic tee would come in great. I think that's my only long sleeve actually I have right now. And it's another one of those things that's like, you know, wear it every day instead of just on an occasion. The other thing is I don't have a great pair of jeans right now, and I feel like that shacket needs a great pair of jeans to go with it. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to solve that problem in 2023. Number 4 I want to mention are my Natalie camp shirts. So this is the Seamwork Natalie. I made 2 of these. I did a bicep adjustment video for them, so you've seen them there. And they were both kind of vintage fabric. So this one was from my grandma's stash. It's a very soft, I believe it's like a cotton twill, I would call it. And then the other one is actually some upcycled cotton sheets. And I really love them. I love wearing them. I like wearing them as like a topper or just as a shirt. I just, for some reason, again, don't wear them every day. I think I just get in this rut of pulling out my grubby old t-shirts, you know, the ones you get for free at like a fundraiser or something like that. For some reason, I just always take those out of my drawer every day instead of putting on something that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. The other thing about them though is they are collared shirts, and I'm still not sure how I feel about wearing collared shirts. We're going to talk more about that in 2023 section. And then I want to talk about my Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans. I've made 2 pairs now. So I made the green bull denim pair and then the brown faux leather pair. I really like the brown faux leather pair. I wish they were longer, and I have added some lace to the bottom and I like that, but it's hard. I cut it in half, and it like lengthwise, because I thought it was too long, too wide. Yeah, I don't know, it just keeps coming undone. So I had to like hand stitch, and it's not great for like everyday wear, but I do like them. And then the green pair I really like as well, but the waistband is really tight. So working on that. And also they're just kind of at a funny cropped length. I think I need to crop them more, but I left the bottom hem raw, and so they're starting to fray, and yeah, I just love them as well. And so in 2023, my plan is to make like my favorite pair, if you will. And then I just want to give an honorable mention to those flower girl dresses that I made for my daughter and my niece, because they just turned out so adorable. I actually have lots of that satin and lace and tulle left, so, or maybe not so much of the lace, but the tulle and the satin I have lots of left, so I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing with those. And speaking of videos I made in 2023, I just wanted to touch a little bit on, you know, how that went. So I made 23 videos. I also did a lot of freelance work, so I was making classes for Creative Fabrica, and I can link my profile there down below if you're interested in checking out what I've done over there. So the 3 most popular videos on my channel in 2023, least popular to most popular. Number 3 was my studio reveal. I loved this video. It was fun to film. I thought it turned out really well, and it's just fun to show off something that you're proud of. So that was my 3rd most popular video in 2023. The 2nd most popular was actually shocking to me. It was the industrial video. So I don't know if it was people searching for what an industrial machine is, or, you know, looking into maybe getting one. I don't know, but that ended up being my 2nd most popular video of 2023. And the absolute most popular video of 2023 was my Sew Frugal video. So I'm hoping to join that again. I'll have to figure out how to do that now that I'm not on social media, but I got a ton of views on that, and that was sharing free dresses, jumpsuit, and top patterns. And the worst video was making muslin. That just came out in, I think, November, and it just did terribly. I don't know why. People just don't care about making practice garments, I guess. So all these things are very, very good for me to learn what the audience is looking for and that kind of thing. So it kind of tells me what works and what doesn't. And another thing that worked for me in 2022 was I did some polls over on the community tab, and I actually plan to do that again. So if you don't know what the community tab is, on your desktop or on your mobile app, you can toggle over to community tab, and that shows you just different posts that YouTube creators have made, and they can have polls as well, which is what I did, just like a huge series of polls, and I learned a lot about my viewership. It gave me a lot of inspiration for content coming up as well. And then my favorite video was probably the fabric dyeing of the Ruth dress. I found that so therapeutic and fun to actually do it, and I thought the video was really kind of artsy for me anyway, but yeah, it just did terribly, so I don't know. Yeah, I guess people aren't interested in fabric dyeing. And my studio tour was probably a close second. I also learned that as a whole, my viewership isn't interested in Inkscape videos as well as the fabric dyeing, so I don't know if it's because sewing with a projector is not common, or if it's because nobody cares about doing the pattern manipulation on Inkscape. I'm not really sure. I know that the people who do watch them appreciate them, so I'm kind of trying to find that balance of how do I provide that service while still catering to the majority, I guess. Phew, okay, let's get into 2023. This will be a bit shorter of a section, at least I'm thinking. As for YouTube, I would like to be more consistent again, get back into that rhythm of once a week videos. I would like to be more active on the community tab as well. I've already kind of touched on that. I do plan to do some more polls and just kind of get more engaged with you guys, my community. And then I'm wondering if I should be doing some shorts. And honestly, I don't love shorts, but if it's something that's becoming really popular or is already really popular and you guys are looking for that, then I know I could take some older content and like revamp it into shorts. I've done that on Instagram and it worked pretty well. I don't know what I would film as a short just to be a short, so I'd have to give that some thought if anybody's interested, and you can let me know in the comments whether you love shorts or hate them. Now, another thing I want to focus on in 2023 is fitting videos. I had a whole series planned for last year, and then of course that kind of just all went out the window. So fitting videos is kind of a priority of mine. It makes me nervous because I don't know a lot about fitting, and so it would be coming to you from a beginner's standpoint, and for some people that's great, and then other people are looking for more advanced things. So I'm hoping I can also kind of show you where to look if my videos aren't giving you what you need. I also have more freelance work this year, so that's kind of in the mix of my own thing, also doing work for other companies. And of course I plan to sew as much from my stash as I can. I'm not doing an official buying ban, but I am kind of just not going to try to buy. That means like not seeking out fabric shops, like just scrolling through fabric shops and being like, oh, that's beautiful, I have to buy it. I'd rather just kind of sew what I have here, because I was excited about those plans when I bought those fabrics too. So it's fun to like relive that excitement and go through it, and then when I get to kind of a stalemate of that, then I can go shopping. But I also did just do a Destashify haul at the beginning of January because I was excited that I could buy fabric again. So that'll be the next video coming out, and you'll find out all my plans for that. And I think the biggest thing I want to accomplish in 2023 is finding my personal style. I've really been struggling with that. Personally, I love the look of the loose, bohemian, flowy, carefree style, and I think it looks really great on other bodies, but I feel like when I try it, I just kind of get lost in that fabric and I look more frumpy. So I don't know if I need to find what works for me that way, which feels like a lot of trial and error, and maybe that just means I need to go shopping and try on a bunch of stuff instead of actually like making it and then it not working for me. But I also love the fitted look, the thing that the clothes that give me a nice slim kind of, you know, good proportions, well tailored, that kind of thing. So those are like two opposite things, and I don't know how to mesh them without me looking like one person one day and another person the next day, which I know is fine, and that's completely fine. It's fine to be any extreme here or there. Maybe it's a juxtaposition I want to create or something like that, but there is something that I need to do there to kind of find my style. And with that comes my closet. So I think a big hang up for me is like, I have all these clothes in my closet. I have enough clothes to dress me for what I need. But do I love every piece in there? No, I don't. And for me to replace that, I feel wasteful because I have a perfectly good one. And why should I make one when I have a perfectly good one? And then that, I know that would go to somebody else, and I guess that's what I need to kind of work through. So I'm trying as a minimalist to create a wardrobe I love, and that means replacing items in my closet that I don't love. And so I still want to look nice and find my personal style and have all of that. So that's kind of going to be an ongoing theme for me throughout 2023 and probably into 2024 as well. Now what you've been waiting for, my Make 9. Previously I've done Make 9s where it was just like really broad vague categories, and I said that was the key, do it that way. I've kind of done that this year too. So number one is Dawn jeans. I'm going to actually do a real pair of Dawn jeans. I have this mid-wash denim. I'm going to make myself a pair of real jeans. It probably won't be, it definitely won't be till after my surgery back when I'm feeling like really doing something. Maybe this is like a good project to just kind of pick away at. Once I'm healed and feel like wearing jeans again, I'll have this beautiful pair of jeans. Number two on my Make 9 is lingerie. Remember all that lingerie fabric I bought? I'm going to try to sew through a good portion of it. Do I need 8 bras at one time? No. I do need new underwear, and I do need a couple new bras. Same kind of vein. Number 3 is swimwear. And you might have seen these 2 fabrics I got from Simplify, swim fabrics, so I plan to use those for myself, but I also just picked up a couple more, and you'll see these in the next video as well, but they were from Destashify, so I have quite a bit of fabric here to work with for swimwear. I would like to just make something that I love and looks good on my body. Number 4 is some everyday tops. Like I mentioned, I just haven't been reaching for nicer tops. I've just been wearing like old wear, workout, grubby clothes like that. So it'd be nice if somebody just stopped in and I could be wearing a decent top, you know? Even this, like why don't I just wear this on a regular basis? I don't know. I save them for when I'm going somewhere for some reason. Number 5, I need a new pair of sweatpants. Real exciting, right? I did buy this fabric from Destashify. It's a super, super soft French terry. It's a rayon French terry actually. And it's not thick at all. It's actually quite thin. It'll make a really nice long sleeve tee, but I think I'm gonna use this to make myself a pair of sweatpants, unless I find something else in my drawer that I wanna use. But this is going to be made up fairly quickly because I'd like it for after my surgery. Which, if you guys are seeing this, it means I've gone through surgery and I'm alive, so update. I also need some new shorts and summer tanks, so those are number 6 and 7 on my list. And some casual pants. Again, I have like nothing to wear, especially in the winter. Everything I have seems to be cropped, so I'm hoping to maybe do that before spring, but we'll see how I'm feeling. And then number 9 is a chore jacket, and this is the fabric that I have chosen for that. And I think it reads kind of brownish from afar, but it's probably not technically in my color palette. The white is a bit too stark, but that is what I'm planning for a chore jacket, and I think I'm going to use a free pattern for that. And I haven't put it on my list, but I'm thinking some dresses. Ones, again, that I love to wear. I have a lot in my closet, but they could use a bit of a refresh. And that's all I have for you today. I know that was a long video, so thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you liked it. Can you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so I can see you in the next one. Remember, it's a fabric haul. Bye.